One plant, 12,000 years. Kings banned it. Empires taxed it. People died for using it. And right now, it's in the lungs of over 1 billion people alive today. In 2015, in the Utah desert in the United States, archaeologists were digging at an old campsite called the Wishbone site. Inside an ancient fire pit, they found 4 tiny, burnt seeds. Those seeds were wild tobacco. Scientists ran a test on them, and the results shocked everyone. Those seeds were about 12,300 years old. That is the oldest known proof of humans using tobacco anywhere on Earth. Now, don't picture a caveman smoking a cigarette. Scientists think these seeds were more likely chewed or sucked on, then spat into the fire. So the very first tobacco users might not have smoked it at all. But the story was just getting started. Finding a wild plant near your fire is one thing. Growing it on purpose is a much bigger step. That next step happened in South America, in the Andes Mountains. About 6,000 years ago, people there started planting tobacco seeds on purpose, instead of just finding the plant wild. 2 types of tobacco came from this area, and they later took over the whole world: rustica and tabacum. That second name, tabacum, is where the word tobacco comes from. From the Andes, tobacco use spread, north, south, all across the Americas. Every group that picked it up used it in their own way. For thousands of years, tobacco was not something people used just for fun. It was sacred, and much of that sacred use ran through a figure called a shaman. The word actually comes from Siberia, from a language called Evenki, where it originally meant someone who could talk to spirits and heal the sick. In the Americas, these healers and spiritual leaders acted as a bridge between the everyday world and the spirit world. And tobacco was one of their most important tools. They smoked it in ceremonies to reach a different state of mind. Passing a pipe around was an act of respect between people, not a quick break. Some groups used tobacco as snuff, breathing powdered leaf in through the nose using hollow tubes. And some groups even used tobacco as an enema. Yes, really, it was a real medicinal and ceremonial practice. For thousands of years, that was the whole story. A sacred plant used with care, staying inside the Americas. Then in 1492, that changed forever. Christopher Columbus and his crew landed in the Caribbean, and they saw something they had never seen before in their lives. People rolling up leaves, lighting them on fire, and breathing in the smoke, on purpose. One sailor from that crew, a man named Rodrigo de Jerez, is often named as the first European smoker. Legend says he brought the habit home to Spain, lit up in public, and scared his neighbors so badly that the Spanish Inquisition locked him up. Smoke coming out of a man's mouth looked a little too close to a demon, apparently. It's a great story, but I'll be honest with you, there's no solid paperwork proving the Inquisition part. Historians treat it as legend, not fact. What we do know for sure, after 1492, tobacco stopped being a plant from one part of the world. It was about to go everywhere. Fast forward to the 1560s. A French diplomat named Jean Nicot was working in Portugal. He sent tobacco back to the French royal court and told everyone it could cure headaches and basically anything else you could think of. Catherine de' Medici, the Queen Mother of France, liked it too. And Nicot's name stuck around forever, because it's where we get the word nicotine. So, a French ambassador who thought he was curing headaches ended up with his name attached to one of the most addictive chemicals humans have ever found. And from Europe, tobacco did not slow down. It exploded. Portuguese traders carried it to Japan by about 1578. Around the same time, a Chinese merchant carried it from the Philippines into China. By the early 1600s, tobacco was growing in India, the Middle East, and West Africa too. In other words, within about 100 years of Columbus, tobacco had reached nearly every part of the inhabited world. That is an incredibly fast spread for the year 1600. Not everyone was thrilled about it, though. In 1604, King James I of England wrote an entire pamphlet attacking tobacco, calling it disgusting, harmful, and dangerous to the lungs. Then, just as quickly, he taxed it heavily anyway. Over in the Ottoman Empire, Sultan Murad IV took things much further. In the 1630s, he banned smoking completely and made it punishable by death. None of it worked. Not the pamphlets, not the taxes, not even execution. Tobacco kept spreading anyway. So think about that timeline for a second. It starts with a few burnt seeds in a fire pit in Utah, 12,300 years ago. It moves through the Andes, where it became a crop, through shamans and sacred ceremonies across the Americas, through a Spanish sailor who might have gone to prison for it, through a French ambassador who accidentally named a drug after himself, and through kings and sultans who tried everything to stop it and failed completely. 12,000 years, and one plant is still with us today. That is one hard habit to kill. If you like this video, the sources are in the description, and subscribing helps a lot more than you'd think.